recording. Look at that.
Yep.
It works.
Hi guys.
Hey.
Well, I'm here with Phil Dominio, or Demiano. I keep getting that wrong. I'm horrible with names. Demiano.
Demiano, yeah.
Yep. He's got his own YouTube channel.
And Ellie.
Yeah.
And Ellie. And I got Andy behind the camera. Anyway, we've met up again, and we're down near Bundaberg. We're actually staying at Norville Park, and we've been here for a few days. Great spot on the beach, and we've just noticed when we were camping here, we've been doing a few walks along the beach. I'll show you a few photos and that down there on the screen. I'll put them up. But there's a lot of parts down here are closed, and they've got big warning signs up saying private property, please keep out. And Phil's a local here. And how long you lived in Bundaberg area for, Phil?
Oh, all my life. I'm born here.
All your life, so we won't say how long, because we're both about the same age.
Over half a century, eh?
Yeah, I know. It's coming up soon. I just reminded you of my birthday.
It's over half a century, oh my gosh.
Yeah, but
you know, I go to museums and I see stuff in museums that I used to play with when I was a kid.
And he was telling me some stories about camping in this area when you were younger. And I thought it was quite interesting, and maybe you can explain why we've got signs out here.
Well, I used to come here a lot back in my teenagers days, even just before I got a license. So this is well before 2000. But about 20-30 years ago, they closed a lot of this area around here, and the reason being is because of all the rubbish that was left behind, and the things that, you know, the fires that used to happen here, the pile of road, it turned out into like a rubbish dump there at one stage. Because I used to come here a lot camping with the family back when I was in my teenagers, in my 20s, even up until about 20-25 years ago. And there's these tracks that used to go up, and you head down south, and they'll come to prime camping spots. I mean, there's one particular track, you had to have a 4-drive, but it wasn't really heavy going or anything. The tracks were pretty narrow because not many people knew about that section, and it was free camping. The Bundaberg Cane Groves Association, whatever they're called now, that owned all this land here, they left it open for us, you know, to use for free to camp on. And so I used to drive down, there'd be prime camping spots with grassy areas right on the banks of the river, and used to just throw a crab pot out, and you pull in the crab pot later on and have a feed, and at low tide just walk down the river a bit and get your yabbies, and the fishing was awesome, and it was great. But then we started noticing about 20 years ago, we started coming here, and we started noticing the amount of rubbish that was starting to, people started to get word on these campsites, and it got to the point, there used to be about 2 or 3 of these little spots where you could camp at. It got to the point where you couldn't even camp in there, you couldn't even fit your camp set up for the amount of rubbish that were there. Literally, I don't know what sort of people started going there, but there was beer bottles, broken beer bottles, you name it, everything was just there. And you used to be able to camp all along the front here, all along the dunes, right up to as far as down to the creek, and it's beautiful. You would have went for a walk, and you would have seen all the nice spots here. So people used to come down here for caravans and everything, and of course there's no facilities back then, and so people would go in and they'd just sit out in the bushes, or just on the ground, and there'd be toilet paper strewn everywhere, and they'd have a fire and set off a fire, and they'd have the rubbish and so on. So that was it. The Bundaberg Cane Groves Association just closed it all. But it's not just here as well. There's another, even just north of here, there's another spot just up here north, up at Littlebella, where we used to go there with the boat. We used to put our camp gear in the boat, and we used to go up there and park into one of their properties, and they were fine. They were very happy. They allowed everyone to use their land, to go fishing and camping on for free. They were great. They had no problems. But again, it was closed as well because of people leaving so much rubbish there. And then people would go there and do illegal fishing with nets and all that. They went in there one day and found a whole heap of illegal nets hidden in the bushes and so on. So again, that was all closed for that reason. And then they started, when they started closing down here, they put these big rocks on the tracks, and then people used to come down with the winches and pull them out, and they still go through there and they'd be camping here. So it got to the stage where the Bundaberg City Council took over and looked after this area that we're in now and made this campground off the beach a bit. But they started coming down here and giving out hefty fines to people that was camping all along there. And this place here used to be always full because this was a free camp zone. It's only recently that they started charging here, but this used to be a free camp zone. And you come down here and it was just packed of caravans. Caravans come down here and they'd stay here for months at a time, and again, rubbish everywhere. So that's when they were forced to actually just have this little area here. They put in some flushing toilets. As you can see, there's a couple of amenities here. There's no showers or anything. And to be honest, since those days, since I've camped in this area, about 20 years ago, I've never ever camped at this section because there was always so many caravans and dickheads that was camped right here. I used to always go down up there. I've never came back. So in Norville Park, it's probably the first time, I think I might have came back once in the last 20 years. So this is the first time today that I've been back here, apart from maybe 10 or 15 years ago. I came down here for a day trip to have a look and see what they've done here. And I remember then when I came here, all the caravans was just lined up all out the front here and everything. And I couldn't believe it. And unfortunately I couldn't go there. So that was it. That's one place that was lost here. So we don't have a lot of places. I mean, I've got Kincoona not far from where I'm living at home, and I'm worried about that place. Although I think I've started noticing some changes there. The last couple of times I've been there, it's looked a lot cleaner. But I've also noticed, I think the reason for that is happening because when as you know, we're going through the COVID thing. The national parks were closed down for a while. The first time I went through Kincoona, I went for a drive-through there after it was opened, after it was shut for, I don't know how many months, was it 2 or 3 months?
3 months, I think.
3 months it was closed. I noticed how it was just so much cleaner, and actually even some of the tracks were trimmed off. So the Parks and Wildlife Service has been going around doing some maintenance in the area, and I've noticed some of the places where there used to be a lot of rubbish accumulated. They've actually, you could see grader marks where they've levelled out the land as well, and they've actually picked up all the rubbish and they've cleaned it out. So hopefully it remains like that. So this Respect the Bush program.
Well, that was my next topic I was going to get onto with Phil, because we're both involved and been getting involved with something that Drifter is.
I'll grab one of the bags.
And we'll grab one of their bags and we'll show you right now. Okay, we've just grabbed the bags out of the back of the car and we'll show them to you now. And I have talked about these on another video, but we'll show you these again. So these are the Drifter Respect the Bush bags. This is Luke, the Drifter's niece. I can't think of a name.
Ali.
Ali, is it?
Ashlyn.
Ashlyn.
I think she's called Ali for short. Ashlyn. She's 5-year-old. She started it.
Yeah, she went out with Luke and his sister and everyone, and they were camping, and she asked Luke,
for a bag.
Uncle, have you got a bag I can pick up the rubbish?
So Luke didn't know what she didn't say for a bag. No. Apparently the story, she just went up to him and asked, do you have a bag? And he says, oh, sure. And he gave her a bag, and then he watched her, and she walked over and she started picking up rubbish and putting it in the bag. Yeah, so Luke got the idea of coming up with these bags, and he got a few other companies involved, and these are some of them on the back here. You got Drifter, Mr. Buckaroona, Serify Batteries, Drifter Stockton, and we've also got the same things here, Mr. Buckaroony, and we've got Phil. That's me.
This is him here, and Drifter Stockton. So some of you probably haven't, well, some of you might have seen this bag. I did post a video, but these are some of the latest bags that are just about to come out.
and it's got me as down as one of the sponsors there as well as Drifter. Now there is another one. Has that one got the 24/7 boys on it?
No, there is.
We're missing out on a couple of bags I don't have here that's with other sponsors on them. Well, one of them's got Rob from Australian Camping.
Yeah, he's on this one here. But
is he on there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So what it is, 2 in, 2 out. So what it means is when you go camping, you have 2 of these bags, or you have 2 bags, and you'd have one for your own rubbish and one to pick up any rubbish.
Pick up extra bags.
Make sure you got some gloves and get the kids involved. They've got little things here you can put a tick in there and you keep track of how many bags you've collected.
Yeah, because they're reusable.
Yeah, so you can wash them out, you can reuse them.
That's all you do, you just wash them out.
Keep them in the back of the car. It's a great idea, get behind it, because a lot of these companies that have got involved in it, they've donated money. They are free, you can get it free, but they do ask if you can donate $5 or something.
If you want to get extras.
The younger ones.
Younger ones get them for free, I think.
Yeah.
But if you can donate $5, and that just goes to straight to the cost of making the bags and getting them printed. No, there's no profits, no one's making any money out of it. It's all a community thing.
And it's been quite a lot being made so far, and there's something in the vicinity of 20,000 or so.
Yeah, and this is and the reason I asked Phil when he was talking about this was because when we did walk down on this beach here and we seen all the closed, you know, trespassers will be prosecuted signs and everything, and down here where we'll show you some photos, there is a rock there that has been pulled out of the road, and there's another 4-wheel drive track down there where someone's drove down there.
Yeah.
That's the reason. Like, if you want to come to these places and you want to use them, you got to leave them clean when you walk out.
Otherwise, this is still quite nice. This, I must admit, this is a nice little camping spot we got here, but it used to be better. There are better camp spots further down there where you can't access anymore.
And we can't use them anymore.
There are better camp spots out along the beach, just behind the dunes on the beach that are beautiful, absolutely perfect. I mean, people used to be able to get their caravans. It's so easy, accessible, get their caravans. So if you guys, you know, well, those guys, you know, back in the days that did the right thing, it would still be like that now. But unfortunately, this is what it's come to. Little campsites off the beach, usually 100 metres, 200 metres off the beach, which can make it quite hot in summertime, because up here in summertime, the only place you can really go camping to escape a bit of the heat is if you camp right on the beach itself, literally, just on the dunes, so you get that nice breeze coming through as soon as you're away off that dune a bit. So this place here, this will get really, really hot in summertime. Whereas if you're able to, so Cancun is still like that, and probably, thank God, it's only accessible by 4 drives to be, because most idiots probably don't. You know.
So the point we're trying to get across is look after where you're camping, pick up your rubbish, because if you don't, you're going to be like this. You're going to have things closed, and you're not going to be able to use it, and that's what we want you to take out of it. We'll put up some photos of what's down on the beach there, and I want to thank Phil. Don't forget to check out his channel. It's a great channel. He puts up some great videos. I know he's going to shoot some here today. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Phil's channel, because it all helps out with getting our message out to what we want to do.
Yeah, let's particularly this area here, guys. Let's I mean, I want to get out and do some camping and not have to drive 2-3 hours away. You know, there's not a lot of spots I can come to here where I can get away from the crowd, you know, so on. Because a lot of those places are closed now, so we've got to try to change it so this doesn't happen again. Because there's not many places left in this area.
No, to camp.
And that's what makes it, because this area here that we're in now, Norville Park, is very easy accessible by 2-wheel drive. You can literally drive a car here. Although if it rains, you might go slipping and sliding a little bit on a bit of a dirt road there. But I think that's probably what's made it worse is you know, the amount of people that can normal car come here, can take the caravan here, and just, you know, it's just it's just
well, thanks very much.
Yeah, we could go for hours.
We could talk for hours on this. We probably
honestly.
will. We probably will. We'll probably have a couple of drinks.
Probably already have. I don't know how long we've been going for. Is the battery still good? Even the dog's sleeping through it.
Yeah. Anything else there, Annie?
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Well, that's all right. 15 minutes.
That's
If you haven't got
time.
Yeah, if you haven't got 15 minutes to to spare and take home a good message, watch this, and we'll be talking about some great subjects.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
And it's better watching YouTube. Don't watch that stupid free-to-air TV. It's full of ads. Watch YouTube instead.
Yeah. See ya.
See ya.
Okay guys, this is some of the stuff we were talking about with Phil about the, you can see here, four-wheel drive track down through here. Now there was a rock here, they pulled it out and someone's drove down. You can see the tracks running down through there, which is illegal. This is all private owned land. Now these are all the boulders they've put here that Phil was talking about to stop people going in there, and I'll show you the sign when we get down here. Okay, this is some of the signs I was talking about with Phil. No entry, private property, trespassers will be prosecuted. So you can see the massive boulders they put in here. Big lock gate, and in here there's signs like this all down the beach. No entry, private property, no entry, trespassers will be prosecuted. And these steel bollards, they're all railway track. If you look way down at the end of my finger there, they run all the way down the length of the beach there. That's to stop people going in there and camping. This is why you've got to keep your areas clean when you're using them, otherwise they're going to get locked away like this and we won't be able to use them at all. So please heed the message.